Oh, the weather outside is frightful. Oh, wait, what's going on here? Yes. Oh, the weather outside is frightful, but the fire is so delightful. And since we no place to go, let it snow, let it snow, let it snow. It doesn't show signs of stopping, and I brought some corn for popping. The lights are turned way down low. Let it snow, let it snow, let it snow. When we finally kiss goodnight, how I hate to go out in the storm. But if you really hold me tight, all the way home I'll be warm. Something like that. Well, it's Christmas. I'm starting to rehearse early for my Christmas songs. The fire is slowly dying, and my dear, we're still goodbying. As long as you love me so, let it snow, let it snow, let it snow. The fire is slowly dying, and my dear, we're still goodbying. But as long as you love me so, let it snow, let it snow, let it snow. Brr. Well, Merry Festivus, Happy Holidays, whatever holidays you have in your heart at the moment, may they be joyous. Merry, merry, quite contrary. I probably mentioned this on the show before, and I noticed while going over the draft of the sequel to my satirical self help book, Today is Still Now is the title. There's a chapter in there about holidays and how holidays, we should just allow the holiday spirit into every day of our lives. You don't have to subscribe to tradition. You don't have to subscribe to any particular tradition or to the notion of tradition at all when deciding what to celebrate, when to celebrate, how to celebrate, with whom to celebrate, and what to cook and what to consume as part of your celebration. You can make it all up. You can make it all up from scratch. You make the ingredients, you come up with the holiday, you choose the date, you choose what it's all about. Make your own holiday. That's what I'm suggesting. And then you could let it snow any time of year. It doesn't matter if it's 90 degrees outside. Let it snow. You could you could Festivus whatever the heck you want. Festivus for the rest of us. That's what I say. I have a friend who decided he found the holidays stressful, all of the perfunctory family time, all of the repetitive traditions year after year, all of the visits with the same people sitting at that same spread of delectable holiday goodies next to that same great uncle who you didn't want to talk to last year and now you got to talk to him again. He had had it up to here. You can't even see where my hand is. It's off screen. That's how high he'd had it up to. And he decided that all holidays should be reduced, conflated, combined into a single holiday that would be called Holiday Day. Take all the holidays from all the traditions and all the countries and all the languages, all the civilizations, take them all, just pick a day, call it Holiday Day. And there's one song. You don't have to know all the songs. You don't have to know all the lyrics. You don't have to know all the recipes. You just have to know one song, and it's the song Holiday by Madonna. That's the song. That's the official song of Holiday Day. Who doesn't love Hanu- Hanukkah Halloween? Yeah, this is Hanukkah Halloween plus. It's all the rest. It's Hanukkah and Halloween and Arbor Day and Labor Day and Easter Sunday and Maundy Tuesday and Good Friday and da-ba-da-ba-da-da. Let it snow, let it snow, let it snow. Ba-da-da-da-da-da-da. Ba-da-da-da-da-da-da. Oh, all the weather outside is frightful, but the fire is so delightful. And since we no place to go, let it snow, let it snow, let it snow. It doesn't show signs of stopping, and I brought some corn for popping. This guy travels with popping corn. It doesn't show signs of stopping, and I brought some corn for popping. The lights are turned way down low. Let it snow, let it snow, let it snow. Why are the lights turned down low? It doesn't sound like this guy has popping corn in mind. I think he's having concupiscent and salacious ideations. When we finally kiss goodnight, how I hate going out in the storm. But if you really hold me tight, all the way home I'll be warm. If you hold me tight, all the way home I'll be warm. I don't think this guy knows the first thing about thermodynamics or about layering. The fire is slowly dying, and my dear, we're still goodbying. As long as you love me so, let it snow, 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 let it snow. My favorite thing in that whole song is the port. Is it a portmanteau or is it a neologism? It's a new word. It's not a portmanteau. That's where you take two words and shove them together to make a new word. This is just a new word, which is goodbying. The fire is slowly dying, and my dear, we're still goodbying. Goodbying. That's fun. Goodbying to rhyme with dying. Come on. Who wrote this song? This lovely Christmas song. Let it snow, let it snow, let it snow. Sammy Kahn. We've talked about Sammy Kahn before. It was penned during. Look, that's unbelievable. This is unbelievable. Written by composer Jewel Stein and lyricist Sammy Kahn, Let It Snow was penned during a heat wave in July 1945 in Hollywood as the musicians wished for cooler weather. I didn't know that. I just felt like singing it tonight, and here we are in high July, and that song sprang to mind. It turns out that's when it was written. Uh, Kismet? I don't know. No, we can chalk that up to coincidence, but I like it. Oh, the weather outside is frightful. The fire is so delightful. La 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 la. Let it snow, let it snow, let it snow. Sammy Kahn was born on the Lower East Side on June 18th, 1913. And he lived until 1993, when he died in Los Angeles. His parents were Abraham Cohen and Elka Rice Cohen. Now, I met someone last night at this show. I went to a storytelling event. I think I've mentioned this before. I know I have. The Mosquito, which is the Outer Cape's answer to the moth. My friend Vanessa created this thing 10 years ago. She's a neighbor, and she went to a moth event, and they gave her their blessing to create a kind of, I wouldn't say it's a satellite of the Moth, but it's similar to the Moth Radio Hour. It's a storytelling jam kind of thing. And it's called The Mosquito, and I went and did it last night, and the theme was personal bests. And it happened to work out really well that I got that. I didn't know what I was going to talk about, but she invited me to come tell a story. And then that during the day, I got that notice that I got a nomination for an acting thing in that festival. So I got to talk about that. That was very fun. And I met someone after at intermission who introduced herself. She said she likes podcasts. She wanted to listen. And her last name was Gladstone. Her name was Gladstone, the last name. And she said, yes, my parents changed it because it was during the McCarthy era. And, he didn't want to have a Jewish last name, so he changed it from Gladstein to Gladstone, which, if you're going to change it, you might want to change it a little bit more. It's not exactly deep cover to go from Gladstein to Gladstone. That's like Sammy Cohen going to Sammy Khan. Like you're not undercover at that point. I mean, as long as you're going to do it, why not do it? But, you know, who am I to judge? It worked out for him. Sammy Khan, American lyricist and songwriter. He's best known for his romantic lyrics to films and Broadway songs, as well as standalones. By the way, I made a donation to Wikipedia yesterday. I love Wikipedia, and I sent them a few bucks because they asked me to. And amazingly, the guy who founded Wikipedia, he never sold it. He just runs it. He could have sold it for a quintillion bucks, but I love it that it stayed. It's the Wikimedia Foundation. Bertie Worcestershire changed his name to Bertie Wooster. That's a good one. Smith. Yeah, that would have been a decent name. Sammy Smith. That has a ring to it. Sammy Khan had hits with Sinatra, Dean Martin, Doris Day. He won 4 Oscars for his songs, including 3 Coins in the Fountain. Among his most enduring songs, Let It Snow. The original title of Let It Snow was Let It Snow, but it came to be known as Let It Snow, Let It Snow, Let It Snow. His parents, he was the only son. He had 4 sisters, Sammy Khan, born Samuel Cohen. He was the only son of Abraham and Elka Rees Cohen, who were Jewish immigrants from Galicia, then ruled by Austria-Hungary. Galicia, or Galicia, which is not to be confused with Galicia in Spain. This is the other Galicia. It's now southeastern Poland and western Ukraine. It covers much of the other historic regions of Red Ruthenia and Lesser Poland. Man, that is a confusing region. Galicia. I think I have some relatives who came from Galicia. After 3 lessons on violin and following his bar mitzvah, this is Sammy Khan. After 3 lessons on the violin, he felt that the piano was a woman's instrument, so he took violin. After 3 lessons and following his bar mitzvah, he joined a small Dixieland band called Pals of Harmony, which toured the Catskill Mountains. Wow. After 3 lessons, he was on tour already. That's amazing. And he also played private parties. This new dream of Khan's destroyed any hopes his parents had for him to be a professional. He had a lot of side jobs, Sammy Khan. Theater pit, playing violin in a pit orchestra, working at a meatpacking plant, movie house usher, tinsmith, freight elevator operator, restaurant cashier, porter at a bindery. At age 16, he was watching vaudeville, of which he had been a fan since the age of 10, and he witnessed Jack Osterman singing a ballad that Osterman had written. Khan was inspired, and on his way home, he wrote his first lyric, which was titled, Like Niagara Falls, I'm Falling for You, Baby. That's fantastic. That's amazing. So he heard this guy, Jack Osterman, singing at vaudeville and walking home. He's 16 years old. He comes up with that lyric, like Niagara Falls, I'm falling for you, baby. Years later, he would say, I think a sense of vaudeville is very strong in anything I do, anything I write. They even call it a vaudeville finish, and it comes through in many of my songs. Just sing the end of All the Way or Three Coins in the Fountain, make it mine, make it mine, make it mine. If you let people know they should applaud, they will applaud. Oh, that's interesting. That's his songwriting craft. It's a finish. The song builds to a finish where the cue for the audience to applaud is unambiguous. A lot of his early work was written in partnership with Saul Chaplin. Um, Kahn invited Chaplin to audition for him at the Henry Street Settlement. I did auditions at the Henry Street Settlement. That's still there on the Lower East Side. There was some, at least around 25 years ago, I remember some small local opera company was holding auditions there. Um, anyhow, I invite you to read more about Sammy Kahn's life there on Wikipedia. Oh, it says he changed his name from Cohen to Kahn to avoid confusion with the comic and MGM actor Sammy Cohen, and again from Kahn to Cahn to avoid confusion with the lyricist Gus Kahn. Okay, so he changed it twice. He changed from Cohen to Kahn with a K, and then from Kahn with a K to Kahn with a C to disambiguate from other entertainment professionals. He was married twice. First in 1945 to vocalist and former Golden Girl Gloria Delson. They had two kids, divorced after 18 years of marriage. Gloria went on to marry world-class tennis player Mike Franks in 1965. In 1970, Kahn married Virginia Tita Curtis, a former fashion coordinator for the clothes designer Donald Brooks. Okay, now we're getting into the trivia. I associate ruminating with thoughtfully mulling something over. Auto preservation is more about perseveration, more about grievances. Ruminating. Interesting, Mila. Mila is talking about that distinction I was trying to come up with yesterday between rumination and perseveration. So you associate ruminating with thoughtfully mulling something over, ruminating, working it out. Yeah, I associate rumination with depression. It's sort of like listed as a symptom, just chewing over the same idea in an obsessive way. Perseveration is more about obsessing on grievances. Perseverating could be, could be. I don't know the answer. Um, hello. Oh yes, thanks for the reminder, Mom. I forgot to say hi to everybody. Hello, everybody. My joke, the guy also changes his name twice. Oh, you have a joke where a guy changes his name twice? Oh, I have a great joke about name changing. Oh, I see. Okay, so what I'll do is I will get that joke on the phone tomorrow from Phil, and then I will tell the story on the show tomorrow night. There's a cliffhanger. Remember how I told you there's always cliffhangers on my show? I had a roommate in college. That's very funny. I didn't have a roommate. I had a single. I like that. That's good wordplay, Neuro. I salute you. Oh, the weather outside is frightful, but the fire is so delightful. And since we've no place to go, let it snow, let it snow, let it snow. By the way, that is 1945, so I'm gonna get a note from the teacher at YouTube to see me after class because it ain't public domain. Way Way down upon the Swanee River, far, far away. There's where my heart is turning ever, there's where the old folks stay. All up and down the whole creation, sadly I roam, still longing for my childhood station and for the old folks at home. All the world is sad and dreary everywhere I roam. Oh, how my lonely heart grows weary, far from the old folks at home. All round the little farm I wandered when I was young. Then many happy days I squandered, many's the song I sung. When I was playing with my brother, happy was I. Oh, take me to my kind old mother, there let me live and die. All the world is sad and dreary everywhere I roam. Oh, how my lonely heart grows weary, far from the old folks at home. One little hut among the bushes, one that I love, still sadly to my memory rushes, no matter where I roam. When shall I see the bees a-humming all round the comb? When shall I hear the banjo strumming down in my good old home? Everybody. All the world is sad and dreary everywhere I roam. Oh, how my lonely heart grows weary, far from the old folks at home. Oh, yeah. Stephen Foster, yes. Stephen Foster, 1851, that ditty, the old folks at home. Yes, Nuro, there is that banjolele or banjolele. I've seen those, yeah, the banjo ukulele. In fact, wait, is that one? Yeah, in this book, The Daily Ukulele, there are pictures of people playing various old instruments, and in this photo on this page, the guy happens to be playing a banjo ukulele. You can see the head of the instrument looks like a banjo. There it is. Wah, 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 wah. The lighting is a little bit labile tonight. I don't know what's happening. Things are in flux. The flux capacitor. Do you remember the flux capacitor? Can anyone in the chat remind me of what movie featured the flux capacitor? And what car the flux capacitor was jerry-rigged into? Wah, 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 wah. Oh, that's, I guess, Arlo Guthrie who had that, or Woody Guthrie. Yes, Nuro, it was Back to the Future. That was the DeLorean with the flux capacitor. Very good. You win a prize. We have to figure out what the prize was. Does the machine kill fascists? That was Woody Guthrie's guitar, right? Correct, Mila. Was that Woody Guthrie's guitar or Bob Dylan's guitar? This machine kills fascists. I think it was Woody Guthrie. I'm trying to read The American or The Americans. I think it's The American by Henry James. I never got into Henry James. I was Woody Guthrie. There we go, Milo. We agree. Hello, Dave in LA. Hello, everybody. This is the No Show. I forgot to do that. This is the No Show. There it is. That's my name. I'm Ethan Hirschenfeld. This is the No Show for Wednesday. I think it's the 24th. Yes, it's the 24th of July. We have three winners. Okay, I got to come up with three prizes. How about a gold, silver, and bronze medal in order of who answered first? Um, this is the No Show. Thank you for joining. It happens every single night at 9 p.m. here on the East Coast, 3 p.m. in Hawaii, 6 p.m. in Los Angeles, and 3 a.m. in Rome, Italy. Join me. Join us every night, any night, all nights, some nights, or watch the show later. Do whatever you want. Freedom. Freedom is the hallmark of the show. Do what you want. Watch part of it. Watch all of it. If you enjoyed any of it, I like that line. I'm stealing it from David. If you enjoyed any of this, share it with someone you love. Okay, Mary gets the silver. Very nice. I was glad to see that a copyright or intellectual property uh, lawsuit was filed against some meathead of a YouTuber who has an energy drink, um, and he was stealing the Olympic logo or the Olympic nomenclature, and the Olympic Committee came down on them with a cease and desist, and I think they're asking for big money damages. So I was glad to see that because the guy who created this energy drink is a meathead and a right winger. Yes, color coordinated. I have on my purple speedo hoodie, and oh, look at this! The lighting is really doing its thing. Okay, so I'm trying to read this Henry James novel. The only thing I read, The Ambassadors. We had to read that in high school, senior year of high school in AP English, The Ambassadors. It was one of many novels at that age. I couldn't do it. It was somehow out of reach. I'm still on chapter one, scene one of The Americans. I got to find out. Is it called The Americans or The American? The American. Henry. It's The American. Yeah, it's one American. The opening scene takes place in a museum, I think the Louvre in Paris, and it's an American watching or looking at, observing, checking out some art. And then he strikes up a conversation with an art student or an artist who's doing a copy of a painting. That's as far as I've gotten, but I'm actually enjoying it. So I feel like maybe I reached the age or something where I can enjoy some Henry James. I don't know. We'll see. We'll see how it goes. Like I said, the other thing I was really enjoying tonight. Here's a tip. I don't know why this popped up, but on YouTube today, popped up. It is Harold Bloom. He gives a series of lectures about what he calls the seven great tragedies of Shakespeare. And it must have been one of those audio courses that you could buy, but they're for free there on YouTube. And it's really great. I listened to his lecture on Romeo and Juliet. It's mostly about the character of Juliet. And he's something else, this Harold Bloom. I believe that he might be of blessed memory. Let me check. Harold Bloom. Yes, he left. He sloughed off his mortal coil 5 years ago. 5 years ago, yeah. From the Bronx, Harold Bloom from the Bronx. Wow. American literary critic, Sterling Professor of Humanities at Yale. In 2017, Bloom was called probably the most famous literary critic in the English-speaking world. Um, he died in 2019 at the age of 89. Um, Now, it says he was called probably the most famous literary critic in the English-speaking world. It doesn't say who called him that. Maybe it was his wife. I don't know. But in any case, Harold Bloom, Bloom, if you can find those lectures, pretty great. I'm going to listen to the next one, which is about Julius Caesar. Oh, there's his obit from November 1st, 2019 in the New York Times. I'm going to read that. Hey, Saul, nice to see you. Thank you for joining at the tail end of the show. We're right at the end here. We were discussing, what did we discuss tonight? Sammy Kahn from the Lower East Side, Harold Bloom from the East Bronx, and we covered a lot of important material. And now we're going to sing the outro. Oh, we ain't got a barrel of money. Maybe we're ragged and funny, but we travel alone, singing a song side by side. Don't know what's coming tomorrow. Maybe it's trouble and sorrow, but we'll travel the road, sharing our load, side by side. Through all kinds of weather, what if the sky should fall? Just as long as we're together, it doesn't matter at all. When they've all had their quarrels and parted, we'll be the same as we started. Just a traveling alone, singing a song, side by side, by side, by side, by side. Side by Side, Harry Woods, 1927. Thank you, Mary in Chicago. Thank you for thanking me. Mary says, thank you for making us smile. Thank you for smiling. And thank you for making me smile. What else can I tell you? Thank you all. It's very nice to see you. Very nice to share this half hour together each night. And I look forward to doing it again tomorrow night. Please hit the like button. Please and please share this with someone who needs it. No, just someone who you think might enjoy it. Send a link. Send a link. Side by side. All right, Don. All right, everybody. Mila, Dawn, Don, McJet, Neuro, Saul, Mom, Dad, Surreptitious, Neuro, Richard. Is Richard there, or am I just confabulating? Am I imagining Richard is here? Do we not have Richard here tonight? Oh my gosh. I wonder where Richard is. Okay, I have to send him an email. See if he's doing all right. La 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 la. Side by side. Okay, sleep well, sleep well, everybody. See you tomorrow night. Thanks.